Hello there, darlings. Welcome to the Clockwork Cabaret. They are old, they are not hip. They are the weird answers that you didn't know you needed or wanted. And now, for a friendly reminder, this show is for adults. That darling DJ duo, Emmett Davenport and Lady Attercop, drink cocktails, have potty mouths, and at least one of them was raised by wolves.
That it is time for the Clockwork Cabaret.
Hooray!
I am Emmett Davenport.
And I'm Lady Attercop. We are recording this on International Women's Day.
We are. Whatever that means.
That means that you have to leave an offering of the alcohol of your choice and a glittery eyeshadow palette in a high-heeled shoe, and then your favorite drag queen will come and bless your house with good luck for the remainder of the year.
Oh, if only that were true.
I'm putting it out into the universe. That's how we're going to celebrate International Women's Day from now on.
I like that idea.
Yes.
I'm on board.
You put some performative femininity out on the altar. And then the drag queen of your choice will bless your household with a year of fabulousness.
The only problem is, for one, I like all my glittery eyeshadow, so I'm a little...
you'd have to buy a separate palette for the queen.
All right. And then also shoes. Like, it's just one shoe?
I mean...
Do I pair?
Do I actually own any high heel shoes?
I mean, do you leave a pair of shoes?
So maybe...
A shoe with a bottle of wine in it.
One of those wine
shoes. There you go.
Okay, yeah. So a wine shoe. Complete with wine.
Yes, there has to be wine in it.
Yeah, and a glitter, because I started to think about it, and I'm like, I don't actually think I own any shoes with heels. I own sneakers and boots, and one pair of sandals.
I have
and some flip-flops.
I have some heels, but I like them, and I want to continue
to
wear
give
them.
Them away.
And also I wear them, so it's not like I've just got a weird pair of shoes sitting around, high-heeled shoes sitting somewhere that I'm like, oh, I'll totally give those to whatever.
I have a pair of platform boots, but I don't think that that's in the right, vein of the thing.
I have put out wigs for drag queens before.
Okay. So maybe we amend this a little bit. So either a shoe with a bottle of wine, a glittery eyeshadow palette, or perhaps an eyeshadow palette of bright colors. Eyeshadow palette of your choice. A wig, if you have a wig, a high, with just an offering that you think a queen would appreciate.
Yes, yeah. You want the drag queen to come to your house, so it has to be something
and bestow blessings upon you.
Yes, I feel like.
What would you do if you were trying to repel drag queens? What would you what would you smear across the door?
The most hetero thing
Axe body spray.
Yeah. I would put a copy of Entourage the movie
and
Axe body spray and
Atlas Shrugged. Just hang pages from Atlas Shrugged. And Hemingway.
And a bottle of Michelob.
Around the door.
And a bottle of Michelob. Ultra.
And light.
Ew, light? Really?
I don't know.
Is that what macho men drink?
I don't know.
Is that what macho men drink?
I don't have a man in the house. I have a Mr. Ducky.
I assume that
we're bad to ask.
I feel like macho men drink Michelob Ultra? I don't know. I have no idea. Rupert drinks scotch.
Scotch is pretty masculine.
Tequila or froofy chocolate martinis.
Okay, you lost with. I also know that Rupert went to art school, but so he doesn't count.
Yes, yeah, it's true.
This is why we're bad at this. The only guys we know are nerds, artists, or Mr. Duckies.
Yes.
Those don't count.
Also,
And that's
why would
why
you
we
want to
know.
repel a drag queen? I would
Yeah,
want I would
maybe
want all of them. For one, I want them to teach me how to walk and dress
heels.
and do
Yes.
makeup.
And then I could maybe add a pair of heels to my
Yes.
repertoire. Well, no, I kind of view drag queens as like fairies. So like if you're on their good side, that's awesome. But if you're on their bad side,
Oh,
maybe the
yeah.
wig you left last year was bad. Maybe it was maybe the lace front was whack. You know? I don't know.
That would
I don't
just
know
be-
what you did to make a bad drag queen
That
mad.
would just be sad. I actually donated a bag of wigs to a drag queen. Well, I guess technically it was a drag princess because she was just starting out. She was just starting out, and and if I'm not sure if our listeners know this about me, but I have a very large collection of wigs.
Yes, you do.
and periodically I have to purge the collection because it gets a little over.
It gets a little
over.
sentient.
Yeah.
Have you
there's just
seen
too
bad
many.
hair? That's her closet all the time.
Yes, so I do go through it periodically, and I knew someone who was just starting out in drag, and I gave her I gave her a bunch of wigs, and I was like, here, do good with them. They're yours
May
now.
they serve you as they have served me. Oh,
Yeah.
is a baby drag queen a drag queen princess? That's adorable.
I don't know if that's what it is, but
It
that's
is
what
in my heart.
That's
from
what
now
I've
on.
decided. That's what I've decided. I've decided
Oh,
it's
would
a
that
drag
make
princess.
a baby drag king a prince?
Yeah, I would think so. Are we?
It's just so adorable.
I mean, what else?
I don't know why I find that so adorable, but I do. They got little itty bitty crowns.
Yes, little tiny ones.
Look at them. They're
Tiny
tiny crowns and fluffy dresses.
And tiny fedoras.
Tiny fedoras.
I don't know.
That's just called a fascinator, and then they're a steampunk. That doesn't count.
All right.
Oh. Yeah, no, but I assume, unlike clowns, that drag queens operate under fairy rules, so
Okay.
that if you have crossed one, you have crossed them all, and then
Well,
you must take steps to protect yourself.
I will say that is true.
Yeah.
In general, for drag queens, in my experience, if you have crossed a drag queen, you have crossed them all, and they all.
Oh yeah, you have crossed them all.
They all know.
Absolutely.
They all know.
Yes.
And then you're just, that person.
Mm-hmm.
Your name gets that put in front of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, it's like any other insular small group, man. Everybody knows everybody. Somebody knows somebody. We have experienced that through the steampunk community, in the goth community.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Any
hairdresser community.
Any subcultural group. Any subcultural group. It's true. The librarians are the same.
Y'all hang out on the same forums.
Yes. Everybody knows. Everybody secretly knows.
You hang out in the same back alley, trading banned books.
Doing
little snappy dances and smoking cigarettes. I'm picturing it very 1950s. Apparently, everything is a production today with me.
Yeah, we're making musicals left and right. Everything's a musical.
Hey, Andrew Lloyd Webber, hit me up. I've got some ideas.
I
know you're just balls to the wall crazy enough to tackle them.
It's gonna be a musical about librarians called Books!
Exclamation point. All the songs are in 3:19 time. That's not a real time, you say? Oh, Andrew Lloyd Webber's about to invent it.
Also, only the librarians are allowed to sing loudly. Everybody else in the production has to whisper. It's very weird.
It makes hearing the songs a challenge, but
yes.
You know what?
And all the sing-alongs, if you go too loud, the librarian characters shush you.
That's right. And buttholes are on full display.
Oh wait, from Cats.
I'm never gonna let Cats the movie forget that it originally had buttholes in it.
I forgot. For a second, I was like, why would librarians have buttholes? I mean,
Because it's Andrew Lloyd Webber, and as far as I'm concerned now, that is canon for every Andrew Lloyd Webber musical.
I mean,
Phantom of the Opera,
they do,
full of buttholes. Had to digitally take them all out.
I assume they do. I mean, I assume librarians do. I just don't want to see them. Or is it the books? Do the books have Oh, maybe it's going to be an anthropomorphic books.
There's definitely going to be an anthropomorphic book character, and it is going to dance weirdly sexually. Yes. And it's going to make the audience uncomfortable, except for a few people that are going to discover something new about themselves.
Yes, and the story will be very confusing, and it will end in a dance contest. And that they're all trying to fight to not get put into the retired book bin.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah. Do you like that? There you go.
I do. I think we can get Sir Andy in on this. It'll be a
contest. It'll be a contest of which book, and they have to sing about the story that is inside them to prove their worth as a book.
Ooh. Yeah. And the plucky young book.
The new one.
Who is the one that wins the contest at the very end. We're not sure. It's a toss up. The plucky young book, here's the twist. Emmett.
Okay.
Wait for the twist.
What is the twist?
Their story that's inside them is different than the story that's on their pages.
Oh.
What? Oh, they don't want what's been written down by other people to define who they are as a person.
Or as a book.
Alone.
As a book. Also, there's probably a song about not judging a book by its cover.
Absolutely a song about that.
Probably a song about an old encyclopedia that is going to get retired because it's too old and outdated.
It's got too many racist anecdotes in it.
Its leather-bound cover is questionable.
Let's get real weird with it.
The dust cover is weird. I don't know.
We'll have a human skin book in there. We can get real weird with this.
The art in one of illustrations in one of those books doesn't match the story. Who knows? Who knows? But that's our new
layers upon layers.
Our new musical books.
Tombs upon tombs, some might say. Volumes.
Oh no. It's just gonna be book.
And all of this on International Women's Day.
This is
what is that day? What is this? All right. I love a good holiday. I love a good excuse to dress up and celebrate and eat food and get drunk.
I like a holiday where I get off work.
A, like a holiday that I get off of work. B, what are we making the world aware of? That women exist?
Well, I feel like sometimes we have to remind people.
Apparently. 50% of the population, we gotta be like, hey, like flashing lights. So we gotta put some pink on some crap so you notice that we exist. Woo!
Well, also, trans women are women.
Oh, absolutely. Trans women are women and trans men are men. And if that's controversial to you, fuck off.
Yeah.
We can cuss now.
We have been cussing for a long time.
I know, it still feels like kind of vaguely naughty.
I like to save it. I like to save it and savor it. I like to use it for special.
I said the big bad word.
You did. It's my favorite. It's okay.
No, that's not the big bad word. We know what the big bad word is.
Yes. My other favorite.
It's my favorite. I have earrings that say it on there.
Yes.
I should have put them on for International Women's Day. What was I thinking?
What were you thinking?
Could have worn them to school. I'm sure
Clearly
that would have gone over well.
You're not gung ho about a Women's Day. Also, I really, really hate stupid holidays.
I know. That's why I'm making fun of it, because it's dumb.
How about instead of having a day set aside for women, how about we just get equality?
That would be nice.
Like, how about make every day Women's Day? And
how about how about we let people identify how they want to identify and support them regardless of whether or not we agree with it, which you should, because that makes you a non-garbage person. But even if you don't agree with it, it shouldn't affect somebody else's rights at all.
Well,
I don't know, just throwing that out there, spitballing.
Yeah, just like, Instead of Black History Month, how about just have Black History every day?
How about
Indigenous
just like
history,
actual history?
yeah, Indigenous people history, like all of these things.
You know,
Completely
actual history is a
real
lot of fun,
history.
as we have covered in this show before.
Yes.
Actual history, way more female, way more brown, way more awesome and gay than you were thinking it was. It's great.
Yeah, every day I
When you
learn.
actually start digging into it, it's amazing and bizarre and so much fun.
And way more interesting than what we
Oh my gosh.
than what we get taught in school.
So much more interesting than
which
we
is
get
a
taught in
shame.
school.
Which is a shame. But that's
It
because
really is.
old white
Like, we're all like, oh, Harriet Tubman, she formed the Underground Railroad, and boy, oh boy, wasn't she a good person. She had 2 pistols, hijacked a boat, shot a bunch of guys, worked as a spy. It's like, teach us that. That's cool as hell.
Yeah. That's because old white men
Yeah.
made our education.
I know.
It's annoying. I don't like it.
Old white men ruining all the cool, dirty bits about history. Damn it,
Yeah.
old white men. Maybe we don't have an International Women's Day. Maybe we just have a damn it, old white men day. I think we can all get behind that.
Tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
Let's declare it. Well, no, on the day the podcast comes out. When does this come out?
So it will be Friday the
anymore.
I don't remember.
Yes. March 12th.
Okay.
I hereby declare March 12th, damn it, old white men day. Anything that you know of that has been ruined by an old white man, now is your day to celebrate it. Whether that's your country, your culture, your history, or let's face it, everything. Today is your day to say, damn it, old white men. How dare you? How dare you? And then you leave your offering for the drag queen.
Yes.
And she blesses your home.
Which you could honestly
for good
just
luck in the following year.
Which is honestly you could do every day.
You know what? You're right. That seems like an everyday kind of thing.
Do you need some brightness in your life? Just do that. Leave out
some
an
glam,
offering.
some sparkle.
Yeah, some sparkle, some joy. Just put out, your offering to a drag queen.
Every day, wake up, thank your favorite drag queen for making your day a little bit more fabulous, and then curse the name of an old white man.
Yes. I feel like this is just going to be my new...
And if you can't think of an old white man to curse, just name a bank. It's probably named after them anyway.
I feel like this could be my new daily affirmation. This might be what I do every morning when I get up.
Like, thank you, Ugly Evie, for this beautiful, strange, and fabulous day. And fuck you, Chase Morgan.
Yes. Yes.
I think those are 2 separate old white guys, but the affirmation stands.
Like, blessings to the house of Nina Flowers and fuck off, Tom Tillis.
Oh, it's a very local fuck off old white man. I went a bit too national. I should have focused on the old white men in my life that are screwing things up. Yes, you're right. Yeah. You're right.
Oh no, I just went with the one that I could think of right now that had sent me a message.
Tom Tillis does not read my faxes or my emails.
No, he thinks
for our international listeners, because I know that not everyone is as keyed into North Carolina politics as we are. Tom Tillis is our local representative
he's
for
one of the senators.
The Congress in North Carolina, and we do not like him. And I send him many, and I'm sure Emmett does as well, sends him many angry emails and faxes, and then his team responds with generic, things like, here's the great things I'm doing for our beautiful state. And it's like, you have not been reading my emails, sir.
I'm apparently an airman. I get my responses are always Airman Emmett Davenport or Airman Davenport.
Thank you for your service, Emmett.
Thank you for it's always one of those like, you do not have a clue as to why I messaged you. You have added me to your horrible email list. And I get your terrible things, and I actually tried to remove myself earlier today, and I had to prove that I'm not a robot.
And you failed.
And then, well, I failed twice, and then I finally passed it, and then within 15 minutes after I did it, I got another email from him. And I was like,
Well,
what? No.
I mean, to be fair, Emmett, you have talked in the past about your airship.
I have, but I didn't think I had talked about it to him.
Tom Tillis.
How does Tom Tillis know about my airship?
Tom, you should not know about. Maybe he listens to the show. Hey, Tom, we've got some.
I've got a list. I've got a list of things.
First time caller. Contact us at the show. We've got some stuff we'd love to discuss with you.
Yes. Mostly it's about you retiring.
Mostly it's about how you have voted for things lately.
Also,
we got some
about
hot
how we're
takes.
gonna send some drag queens to your house.
That's right.
Angry.
Don't make us sick our supernatural army of drag queens on you.
Oh, I wish I had a supernatural army of drag queens. That would be wonderful.
I would be much more impressed.
I would use my powers for good.
I would not. I would use my powers vindictively and for my own personal gain.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that, honestly. I just now really want a supernatural army of drag queens.
I think that's going to be my next...
For one, it would be fabulous.
It'd be amazing. I think that's going to be the next comic I come up with. Lady Attercop and her supernatural army of drag queens.
I feel like that is a...
It's going to be like not the Power Rangers, the Planeteers. They all have magic rings.
Oh, excellent. No, they would be tiaras.
Rings are fine. They'll be good rings.
No, but queens. They're queens, man.
The queens they summon will have tiaras.
Oh.
Yeah. It's regular people doing the summoning, and then by their powers combined,
they turn into drag queens?
Magical drag queens come save them. I think there's actually a cartoon about that.
Maybe.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I think there is a cartoon where people turn into drag queens, where the main characters turn into drag queens and then fight crime.
Oh. Well,
never mind. It's already been done.
No, we're talking about an army, a supernatural army. We're gonna call them forth with magic and tomes and a ritual.
A blood ritual.
It's something.
Again, Tom Tillis, email the show. We've got some suggestions.
And on that note, I'm gonna press a button.
Mad Wasp Radio.
And we've just had a message in from General Henderson. It seems to be for people who do not listen to Mad Wasp Radio.
You're nothing but a bunch of spineless, gutless sheep. The lot of you. Nah, nah.
Well, he seems to be of sound mind, but can we get a scientific opinion on that?
Certain sections of the brain seem to be missing.
That's unfortunate, but I don't suppose it can be helped.
Mad Wasp Radio.
So, if you were a supernatural creature of some sort, what would you be? Like, you don't have to be that exact type of creature, but similar. Like, you know, we were saying drag queens operate under fairy rules.
Yes.
Like, what rules would you operate under? And
my first instinct is to say cryptid.
What kind of cryptid? There's so many.
Just, you know, like local, small time. I'm not looking to be a Bigfoot. I'm not looking to be a Loch Ness monster. I'm looking more for like a champ kind of level of cryptid. That's my first instinct.
Okay.
Because like you know,
like a
eating trash, living in the woods.
Like a Jersey Devil.
Like a Jersey Devil, yeah. Just kind of outside of kind of on the periphery of society as a whole, but probably roots through society's dumpsters. I feel like emotionally right now that's where I'm at.
Okay.
But also Kelpie. Or no, Selkie is very tempting. Fat happy seal in the water. Person on land. Person with a leather coat on land. Badass greaser on land. Fat happy seal in the water. You know,
Oh,
They're both very tempting. I have to think about this. What kind of supernatural creature would you be?
Oh,
Also, there's the distinct possibility I might get to drown somebody. So
I
you know, that's
I
always
would
nice.
I've always really, really, really loved the idea of being a puka.
Oh, shape-shifting asshole that leads people to their death.
Yeah, well, and also like sometimes invisible for bestie friend, imaginary friend kind of thing too. You know, like Harvey. I've always thought I wanted to be a Harvey.
Was Harvey a puka?
Yes,
Was
Harvey
that
was
how
a
they defined
puka.
him?
Yes.
Yeah, but like I believe pukas in Irish mythology drown people. Yes.
No, not always. No, they're tricksters.
Okay, so
They're more like tricksters. They're more tricksters
they
and
only sometimes drown
yes,
people.
yeah. Well, you know, if they thought it was funny. So no,
There's a lot of drowning people in Irish mythology now that I think about it, because will o' the wisps
is
lead
it
you into
because
the swamp,
is there a lot of
drown.
swamps and bogs in Ireland?
Kelpie lead people into hop on the horse's back and drowns you.
Oh, so
Lots of drowning.
geographically, is there a lot of swamps and bogs
Well,
and
yeah, I
water?
mean, like, yeah, it's the land of the bogs.
Well, there you go. That would be why. Because
Mhm.
that's all they got. That's what they got.
And like, see, that speaks to me as a fellow swamp dweller, a creature of the swamp, if you will.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be a little part of my being that is a foul beast of the swamp that wants to drown tourists, because that really does sound appealing. I'm not gonna lie. I grew up in Florida, and turning into a monster that seems sweet but that drowns tourists sounds amazing. And also, like, yeah, a little garbage thriller, but
Yeah.
but I think I have to go cryptid.
Okay.
And if I'm
What kind of
gonna
cryptid?
choose a cryptid,
Yes. Like
I don't
there's a
wanna
lot
be
of different.
I don't want to be one of the big ones.
No.
It's too cliche.
No, so I would like to like the puka has all like puka, especially from Harvey. Like I like the idea of being an imaginary friend. Like you don't see me, but I'm there,
Cause havoc.
helping, but maybe not helping. It's
Not really.
you know like, hey, did you eat that chocolate pie? No, it was Emmett. Who's Emmett? My imaginary friend. No, it was me. Yeah, no, it was totally. I did that.
What kind of animal are you gonna be? Because
Oh,
you're invisible, but you are an animal.
well.
And if Harvey rules apply, very tall.
Oh, for once I will be tall. Well, so Harvey was a rabbit, but
Harvey was a 6-foot rabbit.
yeah, I don't feel rabbity. I feel more like mouse.
6-foot tall
size.
mouse.
I don't even want to be I would like to be a tiny mouse. I would like to be a tiny mouse. Like
What about a 4-foot tall mouse?
4 foot tall. That's shorter than me, but
Split
yes,
the difference.
Okay. 4 foot mouse.
Because you don't want to be mouse-sized mouse.
No. But there is a small part of me that would like to just sit on somebody's shoulder.
Can
An
pukas
imaginary
shift their size?
Yeah. Oh, I'd imagine. I would
So
imagine
there you
I
go.
could be all sorts of sizes.
So in some instances, you could be a tiny mouse on
Yes.
someone's shoulder.
And then a bigger mouse.
And in other instances, you could be a terrifying mascot from the swamp that shall
Yes.
not be named.
Exactly.
Because Disney will sue us.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I feel like those are completely yes. That would be what I would like to do.
Oh, I know what cryptid I want to be.
Uh-oh.
It suddenly dawned on me.
Mothman?
No, well,
Oh.
I want to date Mothman.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
get that sorted.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Have you seen his statue? Have you seen his buns?
Yes.
And his 6-pack?
I have.
What's not to love?
Feels very inappropriate.
In the hollers of Tennessee, come with me on this journey.
Okay.
In the hollers of Tennessee, there is a cryptid that appears to lost travelers as a fat young girl, a little round young girl, who befriends them and comforts them when they are lost in these deep, dark, terrifying hollers, and then rips out their intestines to their side.
Oh.
Heck yeah, that's the cryptid I want to be. Weird as hell, lives in an inexplicable area.
What? Okay.
I don't know,
All
it just appeals to me.
Okay. All right.
Look, I'm not saying I want to rip the insides out of a bunch of hillbillies and some hollers.
But you might.
But when I put it like that, it doesn't sound bad.
Then, well.
You know, and then I get all the best cryptid parts, like weirdly obscure, super local. I'm grassroots. That appeals to me. Like I said, I don't want to be a Bigfoot. I don't want to be a Mothman. I want to be something weird and that only America could birth. And that seems pretty good.
Okay. All right.
And I don't think it has a name. I just think it's the little round fat girl that rips out people's intestines in Tennessee.
That's fine. That seems... Yeah, no, that seems totally...
I'm going to call myself Becky.
Oh, Becky.
Becky the Cryptid.
Yeah, that sounds... That
don't
tracks.
Expect a Becky to rip your insides out from this. Like, I'm going for the hug to comfort these poor lost Yankees, and then I'm just going to rip their insides out.
No, it honestly, it totally
They shouldn't have come
tracks.
into my holler.
I mean, you could have gone with Karen, but Becky is good too.
No, Karen, they would be suspicious. They'd be like, oh, Karen. Be coming to Nightmare Hollers.
And you meet...
And I gotta rip your insides out.
And
that's just them holler rules.
All right. Yeah,
that's just Appalachian justice. Don't yell at me for saying that wrong. That's how we say it here. Everyone says that word differently.
Yes. Well, because it depends on what part of
the mountain range you're in.
The terrain. Yes, I have heard it Appalachian. I have heard it Appalachian. I have heard it Saskatchewan. No.
People who call it Saskatchewan are really lost. And then I rip their insides out through the side because I am Nightmare Hollers Becky.
I have heard it.
Becky of the Nightmare Hollers.
Yes.
You know the fun part about Nightmare Hollers is
that Mr. Ducky has a relative. Mr.
Ducky has a relative named that.
I know.
That was her real name.
It's terrifying.
And she lived in a holler.
And it was
if that's not the origin story of a cryptid, I don't know what is.
Maybe that's the name. Maybe that's Becky's real name.
Nightmare Hollers. She tells you her name is Becky right before she eats your intestines.
Exactly. She uses them for sausage.
She makes your dear sausage. I just need the casings from your intestines for my venison sausage.
That's all. It's not.
I don't think you'll miss them on account of you bleeding out. The hollers demand blood.
And on that
note, Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber, get at me. I have a second great idea for a musical.
And with that, this has been the Clockwork Cabaret.
Oh, wait! Before you do that, if you like this thing we do, this Clockwork of Cabarets, you can help support it. Go to agonyauntstudios.com, and there you can find our Patreon, our coffee, our social media posts. You can follow her at Emmett Davenport, or Maz Spindress, and me at Lady Attercop. You can follow the show at Clockwork Cabaret with the O removed in work, because it's not work we do, it's love. And what do you say, Emmett?
I don't know anymore.
She is Emmett Davenport.
And she is Lady Attercop.
And it is not work we do.
It's love.
Attention, Sky Captains! Are you suffering from a particularly bad case of chronophobia?
He means a fear of lightning.
Have you been the unfortunate victim of multiple lightning strikes? Tired of buying new suits as the old reek of carbon and are singed beyond repair? Suffer and worry no longer, my dear sirs. With the recent invention of Dr. Luminasovich's patented Eucomian suits, you'll never again have to worry about being struck down by lightning. Light and comfortable and terribly easy to wear, Dr. Luminasovich's patented Eucomian suits are perfectly suited, if you'll pardon my pun, to a life in the skies. 110% guaranteed to prevent any and all human landfall of that most horrifying atmospheric discharge. And coming soon, top hat mounted lightning rods.
Patent pending.
Now, here comes the music.
Do I look bothered?
Oh, you are awful, but I like you.
Mad Wasp Radio.